As millions of us tune in for the Super Bowl, the sons of a former Minnesota Viking player who played in the Super Bowl are sharing their father's story. They say he died from the brain disease CTE, which may be caused by repeated concussions. Fred McNeill's family spoke exclusively with CNN's chief medical correspondent, Dr. Sanjay Gupta, who joins us now. And we're hearing, Sanjay, more about this diagnosis. But in this particular case, he was diagnosed, is that right, before he passed away?
Well, he would be the first person in the world where they tried this test ahead of time to try and figure out whether or not it, in fact, could make the diagnosis while he was living. So he had the test. It did show evidence of CTE. He subsequently died, and then the autopsy confirmed that he had CTE. So it's just one player so far. They're doing more and more players, trying to figure out whether or not they can find evidence while they're still living. Tony Dorsett's one of those players. It's been about 14 or 15 now. But that's a big pursuit. You know, right now you can only diagnose it after someone has died.
And do they think it's from the continuous impact that a person sustains, as you would see in the NFL?
I think there's no question. It's repeated blows to the head. There's a few times in medicine where you can say this is the cause and here's the effect. But talking to the doctors who have been studying this, it's repeated blows to the head. And
we saw it sadly in Junior Seau, who committed suicide, shooting himself in the chest, though, so his brain could be studied.
That's so heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Dave Dewerson, the same thing. They were so worried that this was the case, that they had that they wanted their brains to be examined. You know, when we covered Fred McNeill, I mean, part of it was, you know, we hear the headline, someone has died of this, but we really wanted to understand what life is like inside the home of somebody who has this. And we got a chance to talk to his two sons. Now listen to how they portrayed it.
It looked like, you know, financial issues at first. It looked like, you know, marital issues, his personal issues. It was depression and all these things that came with it.
You know, they didn't know what was happening. Their dad was 40 years old.
Wow.
And he was a lawyer. He went to law school after the NFL, and then he started having these cognitive problems. They just didn't know what it was. And it's easy to get angry at a family member. You think that this is their life, but in his case, he had this condition.
Such a gracious family.
They really are.
To talk
Incredible.
to you about this and their loss. Sanjay Gupta, thanks.
You got it, Susan. Thank you.